Welcome everyone back to my channel. I'm Jenny Wren from A to Z Crafty Crafts. I had two orders to do a necklace and two necklaces like this. So I thought, well, I might come and do a video on how I did all my beads. So I've already started some. I did one lot of beads, so I've just got to do the other one. This one is going to have red beads in between. So I've got all my papers cut out, and they're all cut from a magazine. I've cut one of these magazines up, which a lady across the road gives me magazines. So you could use, if you haven't got, sorry, I hit my camera and she's doing a wriggly. So if you haven't got the magazines, you can use whatever you've got laying around your house. But I've got them all cut, pre-cut and put to order. So let's start. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for following me and subscribing to my channel. If you're new to watching my videos, please don't forget to subscribe and press that bell, and you'll get updates with what I'm doing each video. And if you like this video, at the end you press like, and please leave me a comment. So we'll get started. I've got one bead, which I do here, but they wanted an extra bead in between mine. So with my necklace, I've just got these here, and they wanted a couple of extra beads in, so that was fine. I worked it out and I was happy with that. So we're going to start off with the center bead, which is 2 centimeters wide, and I use 10 strips to that. If you like to Photoshop this while I'm going through, you may do so. And then 2 beads, which is that one, these two. They're 2.5 centimeters long, and each one has 10 strips, which makes up 20 strips you need to cut. The next one is these two. These two, that's better. They're 25 centimeters long, and I have 2 of them, but they come down in size and they have 8 strips, which you need to cut 16 strips. The next two I've cut once again 2.5 centimeters, and I've cut enough for 2 beads, which comes down to 6 strips. You need 12 strips cut. The next one is these ones here, these ends ones. They are the same length, 2.5 centimeters, but I have 4 strips in them. So you need to cut 8. And the last little beads, I've got 8 of these, and they're 1.25 centimeters, and I've cut 6. Why I went 6 is it makes a nice round bead. If I went 4, they sort of didn't make the right round bead. So if you're cutting paper, just roll it first before you glue your round ones, and you may have to add one or take one off. But what I do, I usually roll my bead, and if I'm happy they're nice and round, I'll go with the flow. When I first did it with these ones here, these ones here I only added 5 strips. This one here I had to add 6, because when I rolled the 5 it just didn't look quite round. So then I added another strip, so it made it a nice round bead. So just sort of practice run when you come to do these round ones. And if you need to add one, add one. If you don't, you take away. If it's too over round, you sort of take one off and roll it again. If you're happy with that, you go with that to get your round bead. Okay, I'll leave that for a couple of secs. And I have my glue and everything handy. So, okay, I'll move this aside. But I've got all my beads all stripped together. They're all stripped, marked out to roll. And I've got a couple of extras in case I needed them. So we'll start off. I'll start off with these small ones and get them out of the road first. I need my bead roller, which I've got here, and as you can see it's got a little groove in the center there. I'll make sure I've got 6 beads here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And first off I'll just roll it. I know it's going to turn out round, but I'll just roll it Sorry, I just had to pause that. My girl was going cook and someone was trying to get into my big gate. So I'll have to re-roll this one now. I hope everybody's doing well. It's very hot here in Australia, in Queensland where I live. And it's only early. So I thought I'd get on and do my video early before it gets too hot and my video won't shut off. So what I've done there, I've just stacked them all together. Sometimes the paper's a bit thick, you've got to lay your paper. But I was very lucky with this magazine. The papers are pretty thin and they layer right on top of one another, and then I can roll my bead without having to layer them. So that's a perfectly round bead there, so I'm happy with that. So what I'll do now, I'll glue it. If it wasn't perfectly round, I'd add one or take one off. Luckily the lady who's after these wasn't fussed about the beads that go in between, but I thought the other one looks pretty good and red will suit it fine. So we'll see what this one rolls up like and what we come up with. So I'm adding quite a little bit of glue around that to hold it. And I think that looks pretty round, pretty good. I just had to reach for my stand that I put my beads on. I've got a number of beads all on the go at once here, and I need something to slide that off with. I use a pair of tweezers to slide it off. So there's my perfect round bead like that. So I'm happy with that bead, and everything's sticking to my arm. So we'll see what papers I will need to go on top of the next one. I think I might go for that one on top. Just go through your papers to make sure that you've got the nice one you want on top. And if it's a little bit small, which that one is, I think, I'll lay them up. And if it's a bit small, I'll go back and look at another one. And I'll just slip that one in between the others. Yeah, it's a bit small, so I'll slip that one in between there. And if they're not quite wide enough. You can just slip it in between the others and put the other one on top. I'm happy with that, so that'll be fine. So I haven't got them layered, they're all meeting up even at the top there, and it will slide onto my roller quite easily. I'm keeping my paper all in line. And making sure my alignment is in the center. That one looks a little bit big. 1, 2, 3. Okay, what have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I've got 6. So it looks a little bit fatter, but it's got the same paper, so might be me. So I'll take one strip at a time and glue. Add my glue one strip at a time. Then I'll hold them like that, where they're all pushing into meet one another and roll evenly. Make sure I get the glue right round, so when I dip they don't lose shape. So I've made that mistake a few times, and I shall need to get a fluffy wipe to wipe the glue off my hands, because my fingers do get quite sticky. Remove my bead. Make sure my shape is all there. There goes my girl again. I've got a public parking bays out the front of my house, so I'm on a busy area, and she gets a little bit upset when cars are parked there, and she don't think they should be there. Once again, I'm just looking for one that's going to be okay. I might go that way. And I just love using magazine pages because they come up so pretty, as when I put those on my strand, which I didn't bring one out, but I'll pause it later and go and get one. They just look so nice with all the different colours that show through. And you just don't know what you're going to get until you roll them. It's just like Christmas, like it's a wow factor sort of thing. I've left one slip out of alignment here because I want to show you what I do when that happens. when you've rolled them and glued them, and you notice it's not, you got that extra bit sort of hanging out and it doesn't look even. I'll set this one aside because I'll show you when it dries. I just file it back to a shape. So I'll set that one aside because you can see there where there's a lip there. I've sort of purposely done that so that these mistakes can be fixed. It's not quite perfectly round, so I'll set that one aside so that I know I've got to show you what I do to fix it up. There's always a way to fix something. Oops, that one's not going to roll. My finger's a little bit sticky, I'm afraid. Oops, that one didn't glue. So I'm going to pause this while I roll my other four, and then I'll come back, and then that other one will be dry, and I'll sand it back, and then I'll carry on with that bigger bead. So I'll just pause this for a sec till I get the others rolled. I'll be back very short. Okay, I've rolled the rest of my little small beads, so I'm just going to, this one's dry now, so I'm going to file it back to make it the shape I wanted it to be. Doesn't need to be much taken off, but just a bit to make it a nice round bead. And there we go. So you can just file them back and it'll make them round. So now I'll carry on with the others. This strip here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 4-strip one. I rolled one lot of these up while I was off, to, so I don't take up too much time. So this has got 4 strips in this one. So I can put that one in and roll it with the 4 all together. I don't have to layer it. Because it all depends on the thickness of your paper. Yep, so I'm going off a little bit off beam there. My paper's back in. Apply my glue. A bit more Make it wipe too, to wipe my hands. Tweezer. So that was the second one of the, that one goes on before the other round ones. And I'm short of one lot of round paper, but I'll cut that offline. I'm a bit down on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, 6. So this is the 6th one. So this will be a little bit thicker than the other one I've done. This one should roll all together. I shouldn't have to layer this one. Yes, I do. So what I do, I put 2 up, and then I'll put 2 down, and then 2 up, so that the back and the front are level, and the other ones are laid inside. So we'll start to roll it. Okay, once you get it rolling, it's fine. It does slip a little bit sometimes, but once you've got it on the roll, you're fine. I'm not sure there's an easier way out of rolling them, layers of paper. I'm not sure, but this is how I do mine. And no way is the wrong way. It's whatever you're going to feel comfortable in. If you want to glue your layers, glue them. If you feel a bit uncomfortable of trying to roll them, there's nothing wrong with that. But just put a little bit of glue on them if you're going to do that. I'll do that with one of mine, so I'll show you, because otherwise you can put too much glue and it makes it hard for your papers to come off your bead roller. So that was the 6th one. So that's this one here. The colours are so pretty. I could put green bead in with that one, but I'll have to check with the lady first. So next one is 10. So this is a much thicker one. So what we do, we'll put 1, 2, put 3, 2, 3, and then we'll glue these ones in layers. So you only put a tiny little bit like that, just a tiny bit. You don't need much. Just a tiny little bit, just enough to hold your papers. That's all it's meant to do. And I'll put another little bit there. Just a tiny little bit. You can't see that one, it's white on white. That, and then I will glue that to this one just here. Just a tiny little bit of glue. And I'll just layer those ones up, and then I'll just layer these ones on top. If you want to do that, you can also just add a little bit of glue, just a little bit, to start your rolling. Just a tiny little bit, just a hole so that you can start your rolling. and that one is there. I might have to trim that off a bit, it's a bit unlevel. I didn't mark these out with my pencil, I just went straight to my cutter and cut them out, and somehow they seem to don't always run on an angle properly. But once I get it rolling, I'll be fine. It's just getting it to roll. Come on, buddy, work with me. Somehow they don't want to work with me. Once I get it started, it'll be fine. I think this one will need filing off a little bit. It's not I think it's because I'm not used to the gluing thing, but anyway, I'll just add a glue. That one seems to keep moving on me. Not wanting to hold. Okay, roll, buddy. Just start rolling, buddy. It's been very, very persistent. Starting to get too hot here. My computer keeps. Aha! Now we're on a roll. Sorry about the noise. We've got a street sweeper going past doing the gutters because of the shops. It's a little bit off like there, but that's okay. I'll push it all back into shape when I'm finished. This one here's got the 10 strips too, and you can do these with as many strips as you like. And I didn't add glue on that one. With 15 strips, this one would have come up pretty round. If I added more strips to it, you'd have a nice big round bead. Once again, depends on your paper. Okay. And slide that off and get my shape, and I'll add some more glue to it. So I can so there's the other one. Whoops. my other really large bead. There it is there. Okay. So I'll wipe the glue off, and then I'll put them all together on a, but I'll be short, I'll just leave a couple of beads off because I'm short on one bead. Oops. So I'll put 4 on this one, and the other end will have 3 because I'll have to add another bead to it. So then I'll go to one of this one, which has the 4 strips. This one has 6 strips. Oh, we got one more to do, sorry. And then we go to the 10 strip, and I forgot we have one more bead to go. And this one's got 10 strips on it. This is another one, I forgot about it. This one's not as long because I wanted it as a round bead. I think this one was the 1.5, if I remember. 1.5. I'll check that out. I know it was a bit smaller than the other beads that we've done. Because I wanted it to be a rounder bead. I'm just adding my glue around to make sure it doesn't lose shape. And that one was, let me see, that one was a 2 centimetre bead. So it come out a lot rounder than the others. So then we'll add that one in. There. Then we'll go back to the 2.5 with 10 strips. Then we'll go to the other one, which is 2.5, 6, and the other one was 2.5, 4 strips. Then we'll go to the 4, but I haven't got 4, I've only got 3. I've got to cut another lot of strips. So there we go. Don't want that paper in there. The strips off there. So there we go there. Hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did sharing that with you guys. It just makes it a little bit easier than me just sitting here rolling all on my own. So that's the necklace that I've finished and glazed. These other 2 will be ready for dipping. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, please press the like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys for following me through the year, and I just hope and pray that this year is a better year for everybody. So God bless, and catch you guys next time. Bye.